Hey guys, welcome to Samco Workshop. This is Jason Samkoviak. We just got done paint correcting again, fixing scratches on this Toyota, and we're going to take a minute and talk a couple of little Toyota Tacoma tips for you, little things you may or may not be aware of. We have our 2022 Toyota Tacoma here, TRD off-road model. The paint on Toyota sucks. Okay, no offense, I don't know, I don't have a paint meter to measure thickness and stuff like that, but this thing scratches, and I mean scratches down to the white. I've already corrected it on here, this panel the third time, just from brush and stuff on there. And then, but I mean, there's even like this one, I worked on that for like 20 minutes and could not get rid of that. It's filled in with wax and stuff now and sealer, but the paint on these things absolutely sucks. I've already had to, you know, 2 dent ones here that I had to patch and repair, and but it just goes straight to white. There is no, you don't get like a scuff. It goes straight to pure white on your scratches. And I just went through and had to replace, I should have probably did a video on it, but replace scratches that were all over here, scratches all up around the top of this, 2 scratches over here, a big scratch right there. Again, they weren't scratched, they're very light. That little scratch happened because I had some leafy, those green bushes right there. You can see those leafy green bushes. I had some stacked in here, and there was one branch that was lightly hanging over, and in a half-mile drive, it had like scratched and scratched and scratched on there that I had to repair and fix. Just ridiculous. And then we had one big one right here too that was down, and I don't even know what it was from, that we had to repair on there. So Toyota paint, the worst I've ever seen. No offense. I mean, I've owned something like 23 new cars in my 50 years, and Toyota paint, absolutely the worst I've ever had. Hands down, the worst paint. Like I said, there is no, if this was a F-150 like I've had in the past, or my Jeeps or anything like that, what it would do, or even the Rams, it would basically put like a mar. It would put like a little, you'd see a scuff there. Not on here. Straight to white, straight down to the base layer is what it does on these things. It's absolutely horrible, and I'm not a fan of the paint on these things one bit. Also, I got a letter in the mail. It's been over a year, and my Toyota Connect is now gone. They want $8 a month for me to keep the SOS, and they want $8 a month for me to keep the remote function, which I've never used before anyway, but you got that app on your phone that lets you look at whatever kind of crap you want to. But here is the SOS option on there. This dude right here, they want to charge you an extra $8 a month to be able to keep that SOS button on there. And that's pretty crazy. And then a remote connect, you know, all your remote stuff is another $8. So it's $16 a month. Plus, if you want to keep the Sirius XM satellite, that's going to cost you like whatever that is, 10 bucks a month, let's just call it. So you're $26 more a month just to keep the stuff the way it was when you got it. Just straight up stupid. I don't like it. We're going to check and see though if my remote start still works, because I don't know if that would still work or not, but we're going to test that and see in just a minute. Also, another note for you, you can see I got a broken windshield right here. You can see that crack on there, and this is an interesting, not only a Toyota tidbit, but a interesting piece of info. You can see the crack right there. Well, I'm down here in Georgia, so I've been checking insurance prices and other ones. You know, I'm with State Farm right now, but checking other ones, and come to find out that the insurance options are down to next to nothing, because of the fact that I have 5 windshield claims in the last 6 years. Remember, I drive 40,000 miles a year, but I've had 5 windshield claims. Now, when I was with Farmers, windshields only cost me $100 to have them replaced. So when I got a chip in it, I thought $100, I'll get a new windshield, and I did. Well, when you do 5 of them in 6 years, I have now got those windshield claims. I guess they actually go against your claim count, because now I've never had an accident in my life other than a truck catching on fire in Missouri in 2008. Other than that, I've never been in an accident, never had an insurance claim, never filed anything on my own ever in my whole life. I have not had a speeding ticket in 15 years, but yet now I'm having a hard time finding the places that will take me on for insurance because of glass claims. Because I have 5 glass claims in 6 years. They think I'm dangerous and hard to insure. Let that sink in. So be careful if you're thinking about using it. So it costs $100 through the deductible to replace the glass, but really I should have just paid $400 or whatever it is and had the new windshield put in myself and not dealt with insurance on it. So just another side note for you, something to think about. It's kind of a pain in the butt, but now I know, you know, and it'll take 3 years for those to clear off before becomes, you know, before they're non-issue for me. So save yourself the trouble. You get a glass claim on there, one maybe not too bad, but you go for a second one, keep in mind it's going to start to affect you on who's going to insure you. Stupid the way that stuff works now. But anyway, that's what I'm finding out. Also on this, I do believe that the skid plates are very, very important. If there's one vehicle you are going to put a skid plate on and you're going to off-road it, it is this one. Look at how that plate hits everything. Right in the front. I mean, mine is all marred up and dinged up on the bottom, but that skid plate is definitely nice. Now, there is also this feature right here of this particular Ironman 4x4 skid plate that's very important to me because I bounced it on here a few times already. That is where it covers the exhaust pipe. The exhaust pipe has that flat spot in it already to give you a little more clearance, but see how the exhaust pipe hangs lower than a cross member? Okay, so when you hit something, you're hitting right on that crossover exhaust pipe. By having that guard on there that I have on that skid plate, it protects that and keeps that safe. So that is a very nice feature on there. It's actually not touching. It looks like it is, but it is not touching on there. Or it shouldn't be. It might have been bounced up in there. It has a weird bracket. Sorry, apparently we've got tractors going by. I'm going to look at that from this side because this is the side I can tell, but actually it's got a unique bracket to that mounts it. Let me look at that and see. Yeah, see, you can see where it's got a lot of debris in there, but we're not actually touching that Y pipe. But that guard is just beautiful right there. Look at that thing, how that protects that crossover pipe. So that's full set of skid plates from Ironman Outdoor and how it covers that Y crossover pipe. Very important in my opinion, because that does hang down lower than everything else on here and is a major point of concern and something worth noting and thinking about. So another tip for you also, 275, or I'm sorry, what are these? These are, I'll give you the full things. These are Goodyear Ultra-Terrains, but 265/75 R16s. These are 1 inch wider and 1 inch taller than stock, and I can tell you without fail, I've had them on here now for 40,000 miles, and I've had them in some of the roughest stuff down here in Georgia you can imagine. They do not rub at any conditions. They are absolutely flawless. No lift, no mods, no nothing. They fit like a champ. They go right in there, no big deal whatsoever. So they work fantastic. I think that's pretty much all the stuff I wanted to say on this. I will put a link to some of this stuff like that tonneau cover a lot of people asked about. These little mirrors people keep asking me about when I do these videos on it. But other than that, the truck has been incredible. The rails that you see in there, those rough country side rails, they have been phenomenal too. Held up very good. They work good. They're rock solid. They don't move. They don't make a noise. They don't anything. I straight up, I'm very happy with them. And but the truck's been really good other than that. But like I said, oh, I'll bet that's going to probably scratch with this Toyota paint. Let's see. That's how bad it is. I mean, seriously, it's the worst paint I've ever seen in my life. Just a joke. And this thing here just does not stop rattling. Anywhere I touch, I just get this thing rattling non-stop. It's kind of sits tight, but always rattling, driving me nuts kind of a deal. But other than that, I don't really got many complaints on it. Just the paint. The paint's the only complaint. And like I said, I think it's kind of funny that they're going to charge you 16 bucks a month to keep your remote connected. Oh, we were going to check and see. Let's see if that works. Okay, so I have my key fob right here. Now I have on this particular one, this Tacoma came with the remote start on it. I know I've used it in the past when I was in Michigan. Let's see if it works. So we lock the truck. Okay, then we're going to go 1, 2, 3 and hold. See if it kicks up. Oh, don't tell me this. Hang on. Let's try it again. Maybe I got to do it too. 1, 2, hold. Actually, it was 3. Let's try it again. I haven't used it since I've been down here, so I remember. Okay, so unlock. So we got 1, 2, and hold. There it is. See what it does. And it works. So remote start still does work. So that is a good thing. Apparently my wipers are on from when it was raining when I came home the other day, but electric start or remote start does still work. So that is a nice feature. My turn signal's on. I was just cleaning the inside of the car. So we got all kinds of stuff going on here. Hazards are on, windshield wipers are on. Let's turn all that off and turn that off and switch that so that that's gone. And turn signal. Okay. And put my wipers off. There we go. And we are, sorry, set. Okay. Oh, also, hear that, how that's beeping at me? Because the door was open. See, this thing's just beeping like crazy right now. Here's how you turn that off. Okay, the car is shut off. There's nothing on, door's ajar, but I mean, you can easily touch this button because that drives you nuts. There it is. Now we're done beeping. That makes me crazy when I'm out in the woods and getting ready to hunt. I open the door before I turn the car off, and it does that and drives me crazy. So just touch that little button on the door and that'll shut that right down for you. So just a couple little Toyota tidbits for you. The lights that I put in here, those the high beam LED high beams that I have in there, we'll link them below for you. They have been absolutely awesome. The projector low beams are good, but those high beams, man, they scream. Down here on these backcountry roads, which is where we live, and we're in a very small little town here, town of like 88 people, just nestled in the middle of nowhere. I love it here. But once you know, everything around us is country roads, and I'll tell you what, those high beams on this thing, they straight up scream. I love them. So there you go, a couple little Toyota tidbits for you. Another one that drives me nuts with our 4Runner, this 4Runner does not have a compass in it. That kind of blows my mind. It does not have a compass, and it does not have auto headlights. The headlights on here, you will put them in whatever mode you want, but you have to actually turn them off to off, daytime running light, or full lights. Now they will turn off if you leave them in full light. Okay, so if I leave my headlights on, it will turn them off, you know, without me having to switch this when I'm done and turn them back on. The problem is it stays on headlights all day long. It doesn't go to like driving light mode at all. If I leave that on headlights, it stays on headlights all the time. If I leave it on driving lights, driving light all the time. So for my wife, I just leave it on headlights constantly so she doesn't have to remember to do it. But you would think in 2022 they'd be a little smarter with some of this stuff and have that you know, where, you know, why do we not have a compass, and why do we not have auto lights? This has auto lights and it has a compass, and it was less money than this. I don't get it. So like I said, a couple little Toyota tidbits for you and things to think about, but hope you enjoyed this video. We'll be back with more stuff soon. Talk to you later. Bye.